Hello Internet, I'm Tarka the Newt, and this is Subnautica, the newest hit indie game out there, although I've been following it since 2015, so I kind of know the game inside and out, but that's what I'm here for. Today I'm going to be talking about how to survive as a newbie. A lot of new players are going to be joining this game, so I'm going to be showing you how to survive from the very beginning. First of all, on the left-hand side is your health, food, and water, and in the center is your oxygen. Oxygen is important because if it gets to 0, you die. That's the basics. The first thing you want to do after jumping in the water is to go after peepers and bladderfish. These are peepers, the fish with the big eyes, and you want to just grab as many as you can while you're swimming around, and look for scrap. You want scrap as well. So here's a peeper. Sometimes you have to chase them down. And just keep an eye on your oxygen. The warnings will help you. Just watch out for warnings too, and you just get as many as you can. These things will give you air if you're down low somewhere and you need air. Just head for the purple thing. Here's some scrap. Scrap's important because it gives you titanium, and titanium is the most basic building block that you need. Stay away from caves for now. Just look for bladderfish and peepers. That's your food and your water. I'm going to be making this guide for survival mode, which is the toughest one, because even on the lower modes, that this will apply as well. So I haven't found... Come here, peeper. I haven't found that many bladderfish. There's no particular spot, I don't think, that they hang out more than any others. In the shallows, they should just be kind of everywhere. Now, there is a mechanic in the game whereas the fish will reproduce. So if you see an area with a large amount of the fish that you want, you may want to leave it alone for a while so that they can reproduce. Like those two there would have become like a pretty large school if I'd left them alone, but now I'm going to eat them. Or more appropriately, drink them, because you turn them into water bottles. So you want the ones with the big orange eye, and the purple/pink ones, they're pretty easy to see from a distance. There's one. Just keep picking them up. Just get as many as you can, because you're going to need a lot. Don't bother with anything else. You don't want to overload your inventory, not yet anyway. You just want to get these guys. Lots and lots of these guys. Just pick them up. Nope, not worried about that right now. Grab that since I'm here. Stay out of the freaking caves. Trust me on this one. Alright, once you have some stuff, I've got a decent haul here. Head back for your survival pod, and you'll notice the sun's probably close to setting at this point. Don't worry. As long as you're in the shallows, you're pretty safe, except for drowning. But you want to come back here and you want to turn all your scrap into titanium, because you're going to use it to build stuff. And then you want to come down. Once you've done that, you want to come down here to sustenance, and then go to water, and you want to turn all your bladderfish into filtered water. Now, you might notice the yellow power warning at the top. See, it says 16 out of 75. That's because of your power cells here in your life pod, whatever it's called. Every time you make something, I think it takes 5. So you want to, 2 or 3 maybe. So you want to be careful, like, I need enough so that I can keep making the peepers. Now here's the trick. You only want to cook the ones that you're going to eat right now. Otherwise, keep them as live peepers, just plain old peepers. As long as they're alive, they'll be okay. But as soon as you cook them, they'll go bad. And they go bad very fast. So just leave them as living peepers right now. Alright, so I'm going to put anything I don't need on my person in here. Throw some of this stuff here. Oh, hang on. You need... Yes, the standard oxygen tank. That's very important. You want to get that early on. So get that right away. And that'll give you a lot more time underwater. Okay, so now it's getting dark. It's usually best to wait until daytime to do the next step. So I'm going to wait until daytime. Well, actually, I'm going to gather some more stuff. But I will skip the part where I'm gathering the stuff. Alright, it's daytime now, and we have a decent store of food and water. So we're good to go. I collected some more stuff during the night, which I'm going to leave here. Once you have a decent amount of titanium, food, and water stored, you want to head back out during the day. Here, let's save it. Make sure you save frequently. Unless you're not saving, like some people call it save scumming. But now you want to head away from the shallows. Just head in any direction. And you want to look for the green vines. Yeah, there they are. See, it'll look like that from a distance. And you want to head for them. Now you want to be careful and watch for something called a stalker. They're basically the dogs of the sea. They're intelligent scavengers and, you know, opportunity predators. There's one. They make a very distinct sound. Unfortunately, I have my sound turned off, but they're pretty obvious, and they go after scrap like that. But anyway, the reason we're here is we want these bright yellow things. Now, the stalkers are territorial, but they don't want to eat you. They eat the smaller prey. So they're not going to come after you right away, but, you know, just stay away from them, and you'll be okay. Just grab as many of these things, just fill your inventory. If you get chased, like if you get close, if you should run into one and you feel like you're getting chased down, just head for the surface. They'll chase you to the surface, and at most they'll bite you once and run back. But once you're on the surface, you're pretty far from their, you know, from what they would consider their, I don't know, territory. So they'll maybe bite you once and run away. But just, you know, if you feel like you're in danger, just head for the surface. But okay, so now you've got a bunch of these in your inventory. You want to head back for your pod. There we go, silicone rubber. Okay, so now we'll make, well, first of all, I want a knife. Do I need more rubber now? Nope, just one. Okay, so we've got that and a knife. Sweet. Of course, we filled this up. Now, so that's the next part. We're going to need some storage. So we can come down here. Oh, we need some more titanium. Okay, so you're going to make some lock boxes. I need one, two, three. I'm going to make 2 of them. So you're going to have a lot of stuff, and you're going to want to store it, at least for right now, in a lockbox. Now, the problem with the lockboxes is they are huge. They'll take up a massive amount of your inventory. So you want to make a more permanent structure at some point. But for right now, we'll just use the lockboxes. And we can dump stuff in there that we're not using right now. Whoops. Nope, I need that. Okay. And it's important that you turn all of your seed clusters into something, because they will rot. They are obviously just plants. So we want to make some lubricant and some rubber and some more lubricant and some more rubber. I just go back and forth because you'll need them both. Sitting on some brain coral here. Okay, so now that you've got rubber and some decent fins that allow you to go faster, and some oxygen capacity. Now you need to find some caves like this one. Ooh, I lucked out at some point. See that right there? That's a crash fish nest. If they see you, they'll jump out and go and run towards you and explode. But they leave behind what's known as cave sulfur, and you need that. Like, you have to pick that up. Also in caves are these minerals, and we'll grab them while we're here, but we're actually looking for something else. We need a little mineral called quartz. I do believe quartz is a mineral. Yeah, of course it's a mineral. But that's what we're really in the caves for, is quartz. You need a lot of quartz. So we'll be looking for that. It looks like a little crystal. There they are. See, that's quartz. And they mostly spawn in caves. I have my sound turned off, so I can't. I'll have to use my eyes to detect crash fish. But if you hear them, you'll know they're nearby, and you can just start swimming away. Swim away! These things, you'll see these guys. These guys are harmless. I think they're called cave crawlers. They're just little scavengers. Cave scavengers. You don't need to grab mushrooms. They are fucking everywhere. You want them out of your inventory so you can fill your inventory with minerals. Just keep an eye on where your exit is. As long as you know where the exit is, you should always be alright. And obviously keep an eye on your oxygen. Like here, oh, I've kind of screwed myself here. I think the exit's back this way. Yep, here we go. See, and because I knew where the exit was, I have just enough time to swim to the surface. That would have never been possible without the standard oxygen tank and the fins. Alright, I should have talked about this in the last bit, but salt is most readily, well, I mean, you can find it anywhere, but it's most readily found in, well, on the outskirts, actually, of the kelp biome. I think it's called kelp. Yeah, so you want to look for the, cliffs that lead into the kelp biome, and you can, well, just grab some of that. Let me see if I can find some real quick. Yeah, I know there's stalkers there. They like to stalk you. I'm confident in my ability to outrun. Oh, here we go. See? That's salt. So I'm going to pick some of that up. I already have a bunch, so I don't really need to collect any. But yeah, you pick some of that up. So now let's head back to the pod, and I'll show you how to put everything together. Head back to the pod. This is day 2. This is still only day 2, and we've gotten pretty far for a day 2, right? So already have fins. Oh yeah, silver ore. Well, we won't cover that right now. Right now we want the repair tool and the scanner. So, I have some copper, so now I just need 2 mushrooms. Let's make a couple of batteries. So 2 more mushrooms. It's 2 mushrooms and 1 copper for each battery. I'd say if I had to pick some serious down points for the game, that's probably the only department, is the way you have to make things to make other things, which seems a bit redundant. I don't know. What's the difference between, making the battery instead of just having this require 2 mushrooms and a copper? I don't know. That's just my opinion. But there's that. And the scanner's important. Well, I'll show you in a minute. But right now, within the first 2 days, you want to repair your pod. And the it will drift a lot less in my from what I've seen anyway. And the power recharge is much faster. And once you repair the radio, you'll start getting radio messages, although I'm not going to answer them because I want nothing to do with that. Okay, this next part is kind of essential, and it's the bridge to the more advanced tutorial. This is pretty much the end of the basic tutorial. You'll see the sun is setting, and this is Honest to God, it's something that happens every day, I swear. So now we need some light, and that will allow us to explore even at nighttime. Imagine that, and that'll let us get silver ore so we can expand our tank. So, what do we need? We need a flashlight. So I already have the battery, but how do you make glass? Why, with quartz, of course. How else would you make glass? So grab 2 quartz to make 1 glass. And once we have it, a flashlight. So now, just like that, we are able to explore at night. And this will take me into the next area of the tutorial, which is gathering fragments. And there's no particular area where you can find fragments, but the different areas of the game will have different, I don't know, levels of fragments. You can scan most of the things in the game and find out more about them. For example, here, let's just let's scan like a random plant, and you'll see it pop up on the left there, and it'll make a loud noise. Let's go to the surface to read. Oh yeah, don't read underwater. You'll drown. So we go to our data bank, and then indigenous life forms, and that's flora. Fauna would be animals. And there it is, writhing weed. Oh, of course it doesn't have a picture. But that was it. That was the writhing weeds. So now we can read about that. But the big advantage is something different. You may have noticed when I was in the, what do you call it, the creator tool, the thing that creates stuff on the pod, you may have noticed that ingredients unknown. So you have to scan, see, I have to scan 2 Seaglide fragments to be able to make a Seaglide. So now I'm looking for the fragments, and if I find some, I will show you so that you know what they look like. Alright, here we go. Here's a fragment, and yep, that's the Seaglide. So you don't want to leave the shallows. This biome here is the shallows. That over there is the kelp forest. You don't want to leave the shallows while you're still looking for the Seaglide fragments, because they'll only be found in the shallows. Here's another fragment right here. There we go, just like that I have the Seaglide. Bam. Okay, so I went on a little adventure. It's now daytime again. I spent another day, it's day 3. But I got some copper. And so now I can show you the Seaglide in all its glory. Let me drink another bottle of water. Gotta stay hydrated. It's better to stay maxed out than to leave it go and run out when you're in a dangerous situation and can't get back to your pod. So, I've got a bunch of copper and mushrooms. So I made 2 batteries, just, 1 spare. And do I have... Oh, I already have the wire. Okay, so I'm not going to make another wire unless I need it. And there's my Seaglide. And the Seaglide is huge, and it's going to take up a lot of your inventory. So now that we have a Seaglide and it's daytime, there's the next step of our journey. You want to get 1 salt for each peeper, and you can make preserved peepers. So I have 6 salt and 6 peepers. And I am going to make, well, I guess cured. Yes, I'm going to make cured peepers. And even though you can store live peepers in your storage indefinitely, at least for right now, I have a feeling they'll probably change that at some point. I don't know, maybe peepers are just built so that they can live in the storage, or it's some kind of scientific storage, I don't know. But you can make the cured peepers, and those will not go bad. So you can just keep them on you, and they're useful for exploring. So I can take them with me while I'm exploring, but you don't need that. You don't need that much food. Mostly you'll need water, so take lots of water. Let me get some more water. But that, that allows you to explore. Being able to, carrying water and food that won't go bad. And the last ingredient, obviously, is to be able to travel quickly. Oh, haven't I even used it once? So now we can travel around and see things and explore and find new ways to drown ourselves. So thanks so much for watching, guys. This has just been the first video. Hopefully now you maybe know a little more about the game, and you can survive a day or two and still be able to go out and explore. The next tutorial I make will be about, the red biome and stuff further from the shallows. I just got you into exploring new areas. Next you'll build a sea moth, and that's a whole new set of situations. So thanks for watching, guys.